have no beginning that anyone remembers.
I was flowing before your first city was built, before your first language was spoken, before your first prayer was whispered. I rise from the mountains of Tibet, 18,000 feet above the world, where the air is so thin that birds cannot breathe. I fall through Kashmir. I cross deserts. I run through the plains of Punjab. And after 3,180 kilometers, I rest in the Arabian Sea near a city called Karachi. They call me the Indus.
The word India comes from my name. The word Hindu comes from my name. Even the word Sindh comes from my name.
Civilizations rose and fell on my banks. Empires came and went, and I kept flowing.
Until now.
This is my story. I was born as a tiny stream of melted snow and ice, high in the Tibetan mountains, a place so cold and so high that most humans cannot survive there. My source is near Lake Mapam, one of the highest freshwater lakes on Earth. From there, I begin to move, slowly at first, then faster. I cut through the Himalayas, the highest mountains on Earth, mountains that took millions of years to form. I am older than those mountains. I was flowing here before they rose from the ground, so I simply cut through them, because that is what rivers do. We do not go around what is in our way.
We wear it down, slowly, patiently, forever.
When I first reached the plains of what is now Pakistan, people were already waiting for me. They had been watching me for generations, learning my rhythms, my floods, my quiet seasons. Around 3,300 years before the birth of Jesus, they built cities on my banks, not small villages, real cities. Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, each one home to 40,000 to 50,000 people, at a time when most of the world lived in tiny settlements. These people were extraordinary. They built straight roads. They built drainage systems under their streets, sewage systems so advanced that most of Europe would not have anything like them for another 3,000 years. They had indoor toilets, running water, granaries to store food for the whole city. At their peak, over 5 million people lived in the Indus Valley civilization. It was the largest and most widespread civilization of the ancient world, larger than ancient Egypt, larger than Mesopotamia. They also had a writing system, symbols carved into small clay seals. Thousands of them have been found.
Nobody has ever been able to read them. To this day, their words are still silent.
A whole civilization that wrote its thoughts, and we still cannot hear what they said. I heard them, every word, every prayer, every argument.
But I cannot tell you either.
I am a river, not a translator. Around 1900 BCE, something began to change. The rains came less. The summers grew hotter. My floods, which they had always depended on to water their fields, became unreliable. Slowly, people began to leave the cities. First a few families, then more, then whole neighborhoods. They moved east, toward the Himalayan foothills where the rains were more reliable. The great cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, which had stood for over 1,000 years, were quietly abandoned. Nobody declared the end. Nobody wrote a final chapter. They just left. And the desert slowly covered what they had built. For thousands of years, their cities lay buried under the sand. The world forgot them entirely. They were only rediscovered in 1921, when British archaeologists began to dig. I had been flowing past their buried cities for 3,000 years. I never forgot them.
Rivers never forget what they have carried.
Over the centuries, many great men came to my banks. Some came to drink from me. Some came to conquer the lands around me. Some came simply because they had heard of me and wanted to see if I was real. Around 515 BC, King Darius of Persia sent a Greek explorer named Scylax to map my entire length. It took Scylax almost 3 years. I watched him float past, taking notes, measuring, wondering. He was the first Western man to understand how long I truly was. Then came Alexander the Great, who had conquered everything from Greece to Egypt to Persia, arrived at my eastern banks in 326 BC. He had never lost a battle. He believed he could conquer the entire world. His soldiers stood at my banks and looked east. They had been marching for 8 years. They were exhausted, homesick, afraid of what lay beyond me. They refused to go further. Alexander, who had never been stopped by any army, was stopped here, not by soldiers, not by walls,
By a river, and by the men who could no longer face crossing it.
He turned back. He never reached the east. He died 2 years later, at only 32 years old, without ever returning home.
I have watched many great men reach my banks and realize they had gone far enough. I am good at reminding people of their limits.
Today, I am the heartbeat of a nation. Pakistan, 220 million people, one river. 90% of Pakistan's food comes from land that I water. The wheat in your bread, I watered it. The rice in your pot, I watered it. The cotton in your clothes, I gave it life. The word Punjab means land of 5 rivers. All 5 of those rivers, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, Sutlej, flow into me. I am the mother of all of them. My annual flow is twice that of the Nile, 3 times that of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers combined. The Nile built Egypt. The Tigris and Euphrates built Babylon.
I helped nature one of the world's great civilizations.
And I am still building it today. But I need to tell you something important, something that keeps me awake, if rivers can be kept awake. The glaciers that feed me, high in the Himalayas and Karakoram, are melting. They are melting faster than at any time in recorded history. Right now, this makes me flow more strongly. But glaciers that melt eventually disappear, and when they are gone, I will have nothing left to give. In the 1950s, Pakistan had 5,000 cubic meters of water per person per year. Today, it is less than 1,500. In one lifetime, the water available to each person has fallen by 70%. Today, my waters are becoming the subject of growing political tension. Agreements that endured for decades now face uncertainty. Pakistan said, withholding my water would be considered an act of war. 2 nuclear-armed countries, 1 river, and the question that nobody wants to answer:
What happens when the water runs out? The Indus River still flows today, through Pakistan, through history, through the lives of hundreds of millions of people. But for the first time in recorded history, its future is uncertain.